Let's fight. Welcome in the ring to each and every one of you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wherever you guys are joining us from this evening, we are very, very happy to see each and every one of you. Guys, let us know where you're joining us from so that we can give you guys a proper shout out. When you guys are joining us on Twitter, you guys are joining us on YouTube, you guys are joining us on the Blue Meta app. We are tremendously privileged to see each and every one of you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you guys. Welcome again. Trust that you guys have had a fantastic day. Folks, we hope that you guys are reading us loud and clear. Let us know if you guys are receiving the audio well. We are privileged once more to have all of you in the ring. I see Tiola Bowen tapping is already here. Some of y'all fast, but you know. I see GT Rude Girl is here as well. I see Pearson Ronaldo. I see Mark Chester is here. Samantha Jilt, come on down. Good to see you, Sharon Hartman. Good to see you, Sharon and Royston Sampson. Deshaun Alexander, I see as well. Rachel Wolford, Jerica Ferguson. Good to see all of you. I see Joan Watson is here as well, including Debbie Apple. Good to see all of you guys. Where are you guys joining us from? We hope that you guys have had a fantastic, beautiful, exciting, exhilarating day before and after you heard Irfan's speech on the National Resource Fund. That was something else, folks. That was something else. The man came out swinging. Guys, good to have each and every one of you, not each and every one of you in the ring, guys. It's our privilege to be here. Last evening we took the night off. It was a holiday where we are, and we were so grateful to catch up on some reading, catch up on some time with the families, catch up on some time just relaxing and firing up and getting ready to go with you guys. And we are again privileged as each and every one of you can join us here on social media, whether it's on YouTube, it's on Twitter, it's on Facebook, wherever you guys are joining us from. Welcome in the ring. Again, we love having you guys here. And let us know if you are receiving the audio well. I see some folks are saying yes, they are receiving the audio well. And guys, that is what we want to hear. We want a good production for you guys. Lots of information to share with you as you come into the ring, as you come into the Coliseum. Guys, share. Coming up, we have the publisher of Kaieteur News is going to be joining us. Mr. Glen Lall himself is going to be joining the program. And we should have also MP Ganesh Mahipal stopping by. Again, the publisher of Kaieteur News, Big Uncle Glen Lall, Mr. TikTok himself, he's going to be stopping by, and we're going to be talking about that dastardly the Natural Resource Fund bill that the PPP want to use to thief out the money of the Guyanese people. We are going to be talking about that. So guys, we want to ensure you share the live stream. Horace Thomas, I see you. Conrad Paul, I see you. Richlin, I see you there. Kim Clark, Wilton Blue, Volme Wilson, guys. I see all of you. Denise, London, Welchman, Jennifer Osborne, Volme, I see you there. Samantha, Candy, Nalene, Inderjit, Marky, good to see you. Emily Soto, good to see you as well. Ebon, Lammy, we see you as well. And Glennis, Mingo Byrne, we see you there. Don Raymond and Kim Clark, David Wood, good to see all of you guys as you come into the ring, guys. As you come into the Coliseum, we want to see those shares. We want to see those emojis. Folks, we got to fight tonight. We employ a fight night. We come out to fight. We've been in training and we have come out to fight, folks. Now let's fight wherever you guys are joining us from. And those of you who are now tuning into the broadcast, as we said, we are going to be joined by the publisher of Kaieteur News, Mr. TikTok himself, Mr. Glen Lall, and what a person, what a personality Mr. Glen Lall is. And we're going to be joined by Ganesh Mahipal as well. Folks, if you know Ganesh Mahipal and Glen Lall in the same ring fighting, is a big fight. Is a big fight tonight. So government, y'all better tuck in y'all chin. Good to see you, Siobhan Fraser and Delise Gulliver. Is it Joylyn Cook and Gwyneth Jones? Folks, you all know he needs glasses, eh? Joylyn Cook, Orinthia Gaynor, good to see you as well. GT Rude Girl, good to see you, Rude Girl. Let me say it probably, Rude Girl. Paul DeAndre, good to see you. Sharon Mercurius, good to see you as well. All the folks visiting, all the folks in the diaspora who are visiting, the comebackies. Good to see you guys. I hope that you guys have had a fantastic time thus far. And now you have the personal experience. What have you felt? What have you seen since you've been back home? It's the Jagabats? It's the Lakavakamites? It's them. It's the Sadducees and Pharisees and Philistines. It's them. They're trying to pass a bill tomorrow in the National Assembly to thief out the money of the Guyanese people, to thief it out. We there. We see Irfan land with a statement. Today, we say the man going to pull back this thing. More to come later. Those of you who are now joining the live stream, we are going to be joined by MP Ganesh Mai Paul, and we're going to be joined also by the publisher of Kaieteur News, Mr. Glen Lall himself. Folks, I'm ready to fight. I want to fight. God knows I want to fight some people this evening, and we hope that you guys feel the same. Don't let the trenches in the comment section get off. Christmas done. It's past time now. It's all of you guys. Folks, we in taking setup, you know. We want no faulty internet. Right? We want no faulty internet. Stop that. The Jagabats trying with me, but we having it. Good to see each and every one of you, wherever you guys are joining us from this evening. As we come into the ring, as we come into the Coliseum, share the live stream, guys. Share it wherever you guys are joining us from. It is our privilege having you guys wherever from around the world you guys are viewing the program from. And we want to see those emojis. What's happening out there? We want to see those emojis, guys. I don't know about you, but I got some big guests coming up, guys. And I am ready to get to the fight, guys. What's in the fight? Can I want to know? I'm just as excited as each and every one of you. Folks, let's get right to it. Share the live stream. Glen Lall coming up. My Paul coming up. I'm ready to go. Ganesh My Paul. Glen Lall in the same ring tonight. And Abby. Good to see all of you guys. Wherever you're joining us from, around the world, around the diaspora, share the live stream and tag a friend. Tell them Glen Lall is going to be here. Ganesh My Paul is going to be here, guys. It's a sold-out fight night, and we're watching those seats fill up where you guys are. We hope you guys have a front row seat. Some of you guys are going to be rocked back in front of your big screen, smart television, watching. Some of you are on your smartphones, you're on your tablet, wherever you are, whatever device you guys are joining us from. It's our privilege, guys. It is our privilege to be here with you, and let's get right to it. What's on the fight card tonight? From around the region. Look what's happening around the region. Big things happening in Barbados. I want Ali pull stunts like this. I want Ali pull a stunt like this. He's not going to be a one-term president. He can be a one-year president, a two-year president. I want he pull a stunt like this. Look what's happening in Barbados. Look at what is happening in Barbados. Mia must know she's strong politically because she has called a snap election. Elections are due in another year and a half. But Mia fell up with them. Mia fell up with them. She said it's too divisive. Well, if it's divisive, we're Mia there. Peoples, if it is divisive, where Mia Motley is, the Prime Minister of Barbados, if it is divisive, imagine where we there. Imagine what we're in. We should have called another election 5 months ago because it has become tremendously divisive. Folks, you come into the live stream tonight. Share the live stream, guys. Welcome in the ring. So Mia has called a snap election there, and it is due on the 19th of January. 3 weeks from now, right around the corner. So we're going to be following that and bringing you the latest 3 weeks of campaigning. Mia said it is tremendously divisive, and she is looking for a fresh mandate from the people. You all know in 2018, Mia clean up the seats in the National Assembly, 30-0. Every seat Mia walk away. Woman bad, you know. The woman bad. So if you're betting against Mia, I would rather proffer You understand me? That you don't bet too much. If you're betting against me, I would caution you against that. She cleaned up the entire legislature. 30-0. There was no opposition. So much so she had to turn back, because in any democratic society, you must have an opposition to give a seat to the opposition party, just so they have an opposition. And so, with that in mind, it is even more striking, and it was even more stunning last evening when in a national address, Mia said, "We go into the polls, tired and fed up with y'all." Imagine how Guyanese feeling with these trenches. Imagine how Guyanese feeling with the Jacobats and these Nakavakamites, these demons, quote unquote, Aubrey Norton, these demons, according to Aubrey Norton. Imagine how we are feeling with them. So this is what Mia is doing in Barbados, and that's some of what is happening around the region, folks. Moving on, we big, but we ain't stupid. Papa Jacobat, Mother Demon, we big, but we ain't stupid. Mark Doris and Kim Walker, Paulette, Murti Prasad, Tracy Mullin, all of you fantastic folks, Albert Morgan, is it Ingrid King, Cecilia Abrams, we big. Tell the Jacobats, but we ain't stupid. So don't come wrong with funny. Don't come wrong with funny. Stop it. Don't come wrong with funny. Earphone Catfish, we big, but we ain't stupid. If we went in church, we said, tell your neighbor, we big, but we ain't stupid. We picking up our friends just now, mind you. Catfish, how we gonna start with Mia? We ain't talk about Catfish. Mia schooling them, I want Catfish. Make the mistake. Folks, this segment is Catfish News, because I don't need Catfish News. I want Catfish, Mother Demon and Papa Jagabat. I want to make the mistake and call a snap election. That's what I want to do. Make the mistake and call it. So we're talking about this dastardly, wicked, stink and dirty Natural Resource Fund bill. Everybody said, give Jackie jacket. Everybody said, give Jackie jacket. Granger them do a proper bill. It didn't have everything. It wasn't a perfect bill, but it was inclusive. And it provided the safeguards for the oil wealth, not these Jacobats. Bart want run everything. Don't tell me Irfan want a pint. Irfan a pint to nobody. So all the fluff and bluff, fire and fury, but symbolizing nothing. All of that was part of that amateur statement that Irfan issued today. No. He ain't calling no shots, It's the puppet master. He gonna be calling the shots. Folks, I don't want to digress. But oh God, Irfan suit big. He comes to give a national address to you and I, representing us. Representing who? He doesn't represent me. Does he represent you? Does he represent you? And we're going to be talking about some more of this. We're going to be talking about this some more with our guests. The publisher of Kaieteur News, Mr. Glen Lall, and also parliamentarian, member of parliament, Ganesh Maipur, supposed to be dropping by as well. We're going to be fleshing out this issue, this wicked, stink and dirty Natural Resource Fund bill that I want to pass tomorrow. You know what it aims to do? Give them all the power and authority to thief the Guyanese people money. Ganesh call it legal thievery. That is what they're trying to pass tomorrow. And again, we're going to be talking about a little bit about this some more as we proceed in the program. Moving on, folks, COVID-19. Again, this government has flouted all of its COVID-19 rules and regulations. That's only behaving, like COVID finish. And so that is the question we're asking when we see how they're operating. When we see how these Jagabats operating, we got to ask if COVID-19 finish. No social distancing, no mask, and God knows if the sanitizing. I like Kwame self, you got to put in the whole drum with the sanitizer. Right? You got to put in the whole drum. And on it, oh God, this snake, you got to put in 2 drums of sanitizer. And that one, damn lad, that cross. Father God, help us. So again, when you see them operate, the question has to be asked, is COVID finished? Where is the social distancing? Huh? Where is the mask wearing? They do not lead by example. Poor leadership. It's only here this can happen, you know. It is only in the cooperative oil producing republic. This can happen. You think they could bring this by Mia? You think they could bring this by Andrew in Jamaica? Huh? You think they could carry there? You think they could carry this by Raul in Trinidad? It's only here because we have learned to settle for less. And that is why they feel they can bring this dastardly, bitter, wicked, divisive natural resource fund bill tomorrow to pass, to give them the power and the authority to thief the Guyanese people's money. But we ain't having it. We ain't having it, folks. Apparently COVID finished. And these guys got the nerve to locking up people who breaking COVID-19 rules, and look at them. Look at them. No example for the Guyanese people whatsoever. Moving on, folks. Well, you know, Aubrey ain't having it with them. Aubrey ain't having it. Jack Deere ran out over the weekend. I don't know, like he want PNCR membership now. Like he want PNCR membership. He got everything. And his soul still empty, you know. Belly full, but they're hungry. That is what he is. He in PNCR business, tick, tick, tick. He know all who was supposed to vote, all who didn't vote. And a whole set of madness. And Aubrey had to come out and put him in his place. He said, this man's a demon. I tend to agree with him. When you see him operate, it's demon disposition, demon mentality. That's how we operate. Wicked. And then he got the puppet, Catfish, going along with him. So Aubrey had to come out and say, don't distract from that nasty natural resource fund bill that you all got. This is what they're aiming to do. Everything to distract. Everything they're doing to distract from that. So Aubrey said, no, don't get typed. Don't come around me funny. Put him in the place early. He said, this demon here, let the winds of democracy and transparency blow through Freedom House. Don't come around me funny in the PNC. Right on, brother. Right on. Moving right along. Signs of the times. Signs of the times. Soon as they come in, August 2nd, 2020. Soon as they come in, dark clouds. Everything gone down. The only thing up is the cost of living. Everything else down. Everything else down. Jack Dio thing down. Kwame thing down. Everything down. That is them. Signs of the times, folks. That's what we live in. We have not seen so many plagues in the whole lifetime like we've seen the last 18 months since these jagabats come. And this is what we've been grappling with here. Guys, share the live stream. Some more Williams, Penelope, Hudson, Tracy Mullen, wherever y'all joining us from around the world, share the live stream, guys. We want the world to see what these guys are doing with us. Signs of the times. What they're trying with us. But we're not allowing them. They can't come around with funny. So just over the weekend, a PPP supporter was detained for raping a minor. Yep. He was detained at Cove and John. Folks, listen to me. I know he face and I know he name. But we're watching to see how this play out. Before we expose the Philistines. These guys, like, they don't like keep the hand to themselves, you know. These PPP people, you understand me? They don't like see little children who ain't got people crying on the phone, begging them for stay with them, soliciting sex with the uncle and all kind of people. It's a nasty set of people, you know. GT Rudger, you know that. Lisa Rami, you know, it's a nasty set of people. Brenda Prophet. I'm not trying to persuade you what you don't already know. You're seeing out there every living day in this country is a nasty, wicked, stink, and dirty set of people. And folks, I would love to characterize it in softer terms for the middle class, for the upper echelons. But this is what we live in every day. I can't sugarcoat it just to please you. This is what we are living every day. And so an ardent PPP supporter just over the weekend. A big man too. Oh, some of y'all wicked. Wicked. I sure Beyonce run by the cathedral will give y'all a discount. But look at you. You're so nasty. And those policemen there at Cove and John, I want y'all to know we watching y'all. I want y'all to know we watching y'all. And we know a lot of pressure is being brought to bear on that young child. Lots of pressure, but we watching y'all. And we're going to expose y'all because we know the names of the perpetrator. And all of those who would seek to shelter them. This is what the PPP is about, They come back. All they do is shelter the wickedness and the wicked ones in the flock. That's what they're good at. But we're watching them and we're going to expose. We're exposing. It's necessary. We ain't playing here. We are playing with the future of this country, folks. So we're following that. And we told you earlier on, signs of the times. Their aim is to distract from this natural resource fund bill that they're aiming to pass tomorrow. That's what they're aiming to do. They're aiming to distract so they could sneak that one in. Yep, that's what they aim. So today, Ejel do that. The installed Minister of Public Works and his deputy, one Ejel, the bishop, the false prophet, right? And things tight in there, do that in there. They were slated to have a press conference there at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. And no sooner had that event started, we were made to understand there was a bomb scare. There was a bomb. Who wanted to do them anything? I don't know who wanted to do them. They're afraid of their own shadow. I don't understand who wanted to do them anything. I don't understand that. We rest in the faith that there's an Almighty, there's a big man upstairs, right, who watches over all the actions of men, and their jail will have to give an account. You see why you're collecting the offering afterwards? Because I'm preaching now. Many, the good book said, Jill, many shall say, Lord, Lord. Many, and he can say, depart from me, Jill, I never knew you. Work of iniquity. That's what you can say. So bomb scare, they are seeking to distract. But we are not going to succumb to the distractions. We are not going to be distracted by the plans. You understand? We hold a focus. We are going to hold a focus. And tomorrow, win, lose, or draw, we are going to challenge them and their wickedness in the National Assembly. We will cast them out. The same way Aubrey North will cast out the demon that is Barjaglio. We're going to cast them out. So we are going to hold a focus. We're going to hold a focus. Here we're telling you, we're going to hold a focus. And we're going to do what we got to do tomorrow in the National Assembly. Not so, folks, wherever you're joining us from, across the political divide, these issues got to upset you. And more than upset you, you got to be moved to action. You have to be moved to action. That's what we're asking for here. So don't seek to distract. Or don't seek to be led astray by their distractions. Signs of the times, 18-year-old. And he is wanted for the murder of a man Christmas Eve day in All Boys Town. That man who had just left the gold dealer. That bodyguard. This youngster, Kevin Carter, 18 years old and wanted. Signs of the times, they are not finding any meaningful ways to engage our young people. And as you and I know, things tight. But folks, I hasten to add to that. And we've often said here in this program, that things being tight is no excuse. You understand me? Things can be tight, but you got character. Things can be tight, but you got values. Things can be tight, but you got morals. That's what we're for here. You understand me? Things tight because they don't know how to manage a country. They don't know how to engage our young people. And it's a sure sign of the times when we see more and more of our young people getting into this kind of negative activity. And we got to fix that, folks, at the policy level. And then the church people, those are the masjid, and the synagogue and so on. You got to lift these issues before the Almighty, because we need that intervention too. We need that intervention as well. Signs of the times, folks. Wherever from around the world, you guys are joining this humble program. Share the live stream, guys. And we want to see those emojis as well. Signs of the times. Well, you all know. God of mercy. We know the wicked stink and dirty. Guys, I know some of you got some sensibilities and some softness and all of that. And I said to you guys before, Hosea Leach and Ingrid Pearson and Melini and Shawnette Sicher and Mohan and Wayne Bob and Matthew James and Sharon Eastman, Junior Johnson, Hazelin King. If there were softer ways we could do this, we'd be grateful to do it. We don't always want to get worked up and excited. No easy day in this country. However, under these jagabas, they are wicked, they stink and dirty. And if you didn't believe that, at any time, look at what they're doing with this Natural Resource Fund bill. Starbuck News has spoken out about it. Kaieteur News has spoken out about it. Anybody with any semblance of decency, you don't have to agree with the opposition. This thing runs across the divide because the monies that will accrue to the Natural Resource Fund out of our oil wealth and our gas wealth is for you, me, and our generations. And so it cuts across the political divide. And that is what is at stake here when we say they are wicked, stink folks, and dirty. And so they're trying with Winston Jordan. Irfan came out today to say Winston had too much powers. This Natural Resource Fund Act of 2019 gave the minister too much powers. He ain't talking about what this one giving he and his cabal. He ain't talking about how David Grange, honestly, he was a dictator and all manner of filthy and nasty things, as nasty as the mines of the trenches. All that they say that. There were 22 persons on the board of the Natural Resource Fund that will, in an inclusive way, deal with our natural patrimony. Not them. It's Mother Demon, Papa Jagabat, Catfish, and Ashley Singh. It's them. And chiefly is Jack Dio. Chiefly is he. That scam. And so they're trying with Winston on misconduct charges. Fraud. Fraud is fraud. Misconduct charges. Trumped up charges. And so we saw the former finance minister, Winston Jordan, placed on $3 million bail today. I tell you the wicked. I tell you the wicked. That's who they are. Right? They're wicked. $3 million bail on bogus, trumped up charges. And we can talk some more about that. I'm hastening on to have my guests. And we're going to follow this. We're going to continue to follow this issue about these misconduct charges. Who could misconduct themselves more than the PPP? Who could misconduct themselves? What did the fraud charges for Ashney? What about the fraud charges for Brassington? What about the fraud charges for the Attorney General, Anil Andilal? And the 19 fraud charges that Irfan Ali had. And you could talk and lecture people about misconduct. Give us a break, folks. Moving on quickly. Purgatory, guys. Purgatory. Since the touchdown, folks, I am certain. Whether you guys are APNU AFC, WPA, Truman Party, whoever party, you all know, things are a little bad. But soon as these guys touch down, this is the word A. This is the word self. One and the same thing. It's purgatory. When Glen Lall and Abel Namo, purgatory. When Ganesh Maipal can describe what is happening, it's purgatory. It is one calamity after the next in this country. It's not 7 plagues, you know. It's about 37 visits we since these guys in power. It's about 37 And yet over the weekend, we saw families reeling from flood. We didn't even know where water coming from. It's them. It's the things, it's the darkness that they bring. It's them. Right? But what struck us when we saw some sections of the city in particular flooded is some of the commentary. People fell upon them, you know. Ganesh, people fell upon them. Glenn, people fed up of them already. And so these were these folks. This was these folks in Kingston bailing out the house. Bailing out the house of water. And the comments. The disaster was one thing to comprehend. The comments of them wasn't all. Folks, take a listen. And you can tell people fell upon them. I fell upon them. Ganesh fell upon them. Glen Lall fell upon them. People fell upon them. Y'all call a snap election. Jack John, let me see how big y'all be. Call a snap election. And let me see.
Watch out the fucking mud floating. The mother's got out your stove.
Everything floated away. Everything, no, everything damaged. Everything is damaged. The chair, everything. Who replacing all of this?
And there's nothing about the comment. Walk again if you want to have the fucking song. What do you want to get here?
Man, pag mabog sila wapong, ito rin yung squad, kung naman.
I can't even got Marriott fucking game.
I bet you he work there, he gonna roll up right now.
Nobody coming out to see one.
Yeah, watching this.
Man, kung naman. Yung song yung squad niya.
Ay, ho? Okay, pero anyway, kami kasi yung nabarakon. Sige pa lang. No, sige me.
There you have it, folks. There you have it. Pocketory. Pocketory every day in this country, folks. Before these guys came in, Glen Lall had hair. And Ganesh Maipal here was jet black. I'm privileged to invite my guest this evening, Mr. Ganesh Maipal, Member of Parliament and the publisher of Kaieteur News, and Mr. TikTok himself, Mr. Glen Lall. Folks, welcome to the broadcast. Mr. Lall, welcome, sir. And I have Ganesh with us as well. Glenn, you have been at the forefront of this fight for a long time, really and truly in the oil and gas sector. telling Guyanese what is happening and what is coming. And so kudos to you, Mr. Lall, yourself and Kaieteur News. Daily you've been on this oil and gas front, telling us, warning us. And here we have it. Tomorrow they're about to pass this bill. Characterize this bill for us, Mr. Lall.
Before I get there, let me
Go right ahead.
say thanks for inviting me, and Mr. Paul. Pleasure to be on board. I just looked at that little piece of video you had there in which those guys were bailing water out from their home. That's flooding. Flooding has been a phenomenon in this country for the last 30 years I've known myself. I've been in this newspaper for the last 27 years. And it will be this way for the next 50 years to come if we don't get a change of the leadership we have in this country, both in the PPP, the PNC, and the AFC. These guys that you have running this country, they lack a lot up here. They have nothing whatsoever up here. This will be an ongoing thing. This is like a yo-yo. Flooding is one. As I was watching that, I drive around, I see, look, the GBC, the Marara radio station, the building that they threw up there under the PPP, under Jack Dale. They spent over $1 billion there. Am I on?
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Spent in excess of $1 billion there. And that building has been a white elephant to date. Nobody, a new government came, and it's still there. It's still a white elephant. When you look at it, only today I passed there. When you look at the bushes around it, you want to know if you're living in a jungle. And my God, the leaders of this land pass there every day. The whole country pass there and never see these things. Look at the ball fields. Look at them. Look at just by the head of the Zinder Road, the playground that they built.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
Then there's coffee ground there. They spent over $1 billion there. Look at it. They put some steps there, some wooden steps. If that place left like that in 6 to 8 months from now, you just gotta tear down the entire place and redo a complete Durban Park all over again. Look at it. Look at everywhere, the ball fields, the hospitals. Look at all over. They leave these places to deteriorate and fall apart. And the country has been falling apart with the kind of leadership we have in this land, brother. The leadership we have in this land only cater for tomorrow. What am I going to eat tomorrow? They're fixing roads. They're fixing floods. They're fixing the waterways. They're fixing everything only for tomorrow. But they're spending some money. You think they're building Guyana better than Europe or North America? Just looking at a video, Chinese, a white guy did a video clip in China today, comparing a second-class city in China with their railway as to New York City, infested garbage railway in America as to what's going on in China. And guess what? When you look at the Chinese railway and the train, when you look at walking in the train station alone, and look what they're giving us here for our airport. An airport that could have built for less than 15 million American dollars. They don't spend 165 million US eating away our money, and nobody's saying anything. One government to the next government. So it's it's not about the oil. The oil is a different kettle of fish. I am just beginning to talk about the little things you're seeing that is facing you, that is staring you in your face, brother.
So your contention is the quality of leadership.
Quality? Do we have leadership in this land? I haven't seen leadership in the last 30 years in this land. And I reach at a stage where I'm so tired and fed up with them. You know, nothing they do. Like, these people run race. They run racing in this land to steal. They're setting the stage to thief every second of the day. This new law that they're going to pass, like kick down the door bandits tomorrow. Look, this is one of the most dangerous laws Guyana will ever pass. Ever. David Granger passed that same law to take control of the little oil money account you have in America, brother. The man put safeguard and protection with it. Okay? This new government come and say, well, it gives the minister too much power and how they want to change it. First, they say it's not a law. Then they're saying, well, they want to change it. So you don't know where they stand or where they're going or how they're thinking. All when you dig down into what they're doing is setting the stage to do 10 times worse than what David Granger put in place. They are going to set the new law to go in this oil account and take whatever they want, when they want, spend it how they want, invest it how they want, to benefit who? Not the people of this country. To benefit their own private people. It's two things they say they want they want to spend this money on. They want to spend this money on natural disaster, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is natural disaster? Any little flooding can be determined a natural disaster, and they go in and take your money and spend it. You know how good they are spending money. They cannot account for a little 19,000 you give to school children for buy uniform. They can't account for the pension money. They can't account. I just asked them for the $250,000 that they plan to give the cane cutters. Give me a list, so I'll publish it free in the newspaper, so nobody can accuse them of stealing. They're sharing out, and we get. Well, so let's go back to the oil account. Natural disasters, and then they said them going to spend it on green economy projects, little solar and wind projects, and the gas to shore project. Yes, that is what they want us to spend it on, and they're going to thief all every single cent out of it. Let me tell you what happened in Angola, and the reason why I'm telling you what happened in Angola recently is because Guyana finds itself in the exact boat. Angola Natural Resource Fund, the government says, well, this oil money belongs to the people of Angola, and the government have a right to invest it and to make money on behalf of the Angolan people. They say they agree to the international guidelines set out by the world on this bank account. Okay, same thing. Guyana said we agree. We are abiding by the rules and regulations of the international body. Angola removed the two committees with independent people who are supposed to monitor the withdrawal and also help guide them that they do not make mistakes in investing the Angolan money. The Angolan president removed both people and put in his own people inside.
Mistake.
On the two committees. Right? So, what it is. And it's the same thing Ali is doing. He wants to remove both committees with the members that David Granger put in there to put in his own people.
Yeah. Glenn, let Ganesh weigh in on the general bill, and then we can talk about the best experiences in other places.
No problem.
Right ahead.
Go ahead.
Ganesh, jump in there.
Yes, good night. Thank you for allowing me this platform with the great Glen Lall. It's a privilege to be on this platform with him. I heard you earlier saying that before the PPP came to office, he had hair on his head. I know you had hair on your head too. So I guess it goes both ways. Now, this bill that is coming before the National Assembly is what I consider as the legal freedom. Are you hearing me, Sharad?
Hear you clearly now.
Okay, good. I'm saying that this bill is basically legal free. The PPP wants to steal the money. It is as simple as that. They want to steal the money. When you look at what Irfan Ali tried to do today in a press conference, he was basically trying to hoodwink the Guyanese people. He believed that we are gullible. He believed that we can easily listen to him and believe what he's saying. Take, for example, he said that the act that was passed by the APNU AFC in January of 2019 is illegal, is illegitimate, and it is unconstitutional because he claims that Parliament was not constituted, it was illegal, the Parliament was not supposed to be in operation because of the fall of the no confidence motion. The simple question is, why did you, Irfan Ali, collect the parliamentary salary for the entire year of 2019 then? All the PPP members of parliament keep harping and saying that the parliament was illegal, the parliament should not have happened. Why did they collect the money then? Why did they collect all the benefits as a parliamentarian for that entire year? Are you telling us on one hand there should have been no parliament, and on the other hand you still collect the money? Is that not hypocrisy and duplicitous behavior? The Parliament of Guyana for that session, the 12th, the 11th session, was dissolved in December of 2019. So there had to be a parliament going on all the time. The parliamentary business was going on. And that is why you see, Sharon, if I may just pivot a bit here, that is why we are lagging behind in the Public Accounts Committee, because the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee then was Irfan Ali, decided not to call any Public Accounts Committee for the entire 2019, but he kept collecting the salary, he kept collecting the money, he kept collecting all the benefits as an MP, and now he's going to stand on national television and tell us that the parliament was illegal? That is duplicitous behavior and hypocritical for a head of state to stand in front of this nation and tell people that, knowing that he filled his pockets with the parliamentary benefits for that entire year. Nonsense, Sharon. Absolute nonsense. So this act was passed. This is the act that the AP and AFC passed. Sorry for the writing up. It was really my preparation for tomorrow that I have here. And in this act, we ensured that we have what you call a public oversight committee. You call it the Public Accountability and Oversight Committee. When this committee was put in place by the coalition, its membership is total to 22. But the 22 are not people that the president is going to appoint, or not people that the minister is going to appoint. The 22 is coming from organizations nominating people. It says a representative nominated by a consortium of civil society organization and community-based organization. In other words, who them choose, that is the person that we have to put on the committee. We had another set of people to choose a woman to sit on the committee. We had another set to choose a youth to sit on the committee. We wanted a representation from the Bar Association, from the Guyana Consumers Association, from the Guyana Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative, from the Transparency Institute of Guyana, from the Guyana Press Association, a nominee of the most representative associations of trade unions, a nominee of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Guyana, a nominee of the Private Sector Commission, a nominee from each one of the regional democratic councils in this country That is 10 people from across this entire country, a nominee from the University of Guyana. So we're looking at academia also. It was a wide cross section of people that the AP and UAFC wanted them to sit in a room and decide what is best for their area, for their respective regions, for their community, and at the same time, they should also take into consideration sustainability, and they should take into consideration intergenerational benefits, so that there is always going to be a saving in the coffers for the future generation. This installed regime that is sitting on questionable votes is trying to hoodwink the Guyanese people, is trying to tell us that this committee cannot, it's too hard for them to meet. What nonsense are you telling me? The parliament has 65 members elected. We have people traveling from as far as Region 1. Ronald Cox is from Region 1. We have people traveling from as far as Region 9. Vincent Henry is from Region 9. And they have somebody that is from Region 9 also. We have a member from their side, Mr. Lee, from way up Mazaruni. You got to take about 6 different types of transportation. But yet we all find ourselves at the National Assembly to deal with the government's business. Why are you assuming that these 22 people will not be able to meet to do the people's business when it is in their own interests and in the interests of the community to which they reside? Absolute nonsense, Sharon. And then they talk about a director and 5 directors at most that the PPP wants to put in place. The 5 directors they have here has to be appointed by the minister. Which part of the Santiago principle speaks to a president or a minister appointing people without any form of consultation? What nonsense is that, Sharon? I am saying that if they want to repeal this act and if they want to put proper measures in place, then it has to be a committee that is appointed by the parliament, because the parliament has the political representation of the country, and it should be a committee that is one which has equal representation for all of society. Not just people from the PNC or PPP or AFC. We don't want the Natural Resource Fund to be controlled by politicians. That is the entire principle of the APNU AFC. Let it be controlled by civil society. Let it be controlled by the man and woman in the streets who are there as technical officers, educated people, and are professionals in their own rights. That is what the AP and UAFC put together. And another important point I want to raise, when we were talking about withdrawal from the fund, the AP and UAFC that is, we were talking about withdrawal of a portion of the fund to deal with the objective of the fund. This fund really has 3 objectives, 3 objectives this fund has. One is to save money for the future generation. That is absolutely necessary, because we don't want to make the mistake that we have already made when it comes to sugar, gold, and bauxite. At one time, and Glenn will tell you, sugar, gold, and bauxite had a premium price. And when it had the premium price, the money we made from it, we spend it all out. Today, look what is going on with sugar. We have to keep dipping into other parts of the revenue of this country to deal with sugar, bail out sugar, dump money in sugar. And what has it caused? It has caused public servants to get 7% increase in salary, taxable. It has caused people to get a little pittance here and there. All because we don't spend out all the sugar money, and now we take it from other people to give to the sugar industry. We don't want to make that mistake. We want to ensure that we save money from this natural resource fund for the future generation. The other thing we got to take into consideration is the stability issue, because oil price never always be high and never always be low. So we got to take into context stability issue when we are dealing with the revenue that is in there and how we spend it. And the third thing is developmental. We have to talk about infrastructure development, and we have to do it in a sustainable manner. So that is why the coalition was of the opinion, and still is, that there should be a portion of the money to be withdrawn. Do you know what the PPP is proposing, Glenn? The PPP is proposing, here what they're proposing. This is in section 17.2 that speaks to amount to be withdrawn. This is the PPP bill. This one is the PPP bill. Again, forgive me for the writing. I wrote up on it because I'm preparing for tomorrow. But here what they're proposing then, in the fiscal year that this act comes into operation, notwithstanding the provision of subsection 1 and of the first schedule, the ceiling on the amount that may be withdrawn shall be the total balance accumulated in the account described as the Natural Resource Fund. You know what I'm telling we? In the first year when this bill come into being, is all the money they're going to draw out. All the money they're going to thief. That is what it is telling us. These people are barbaric and these people have no consideration for wider society. What kind of consultation did they do to arrive at this piece of document that suits nowhere else but a pit latrine? What kind of consultation did they do for this? There are people that are speaking out against it. But I was preview to a chat that was going on with the private sector commission, and you will see how some of them are speaking against it, but they're not coming out in the open. I don't know why. A number of people sent me some messages back and forth concerning this nasty bill. That is what I will call it, this nasty bill that is coming before our Guyanese people. Sharon, tomorrow will mark the fall of Guyana if this bill is to get past the National Assembly. It will mark the fall of Guyana. And let me tell you something. You see that nonsense that Irfan Ali attempted to talk about on his press conference, that there is going to be parliamentary oversight and Parliament is going to have a say. Don't try to hoodwink the Guyanese people. At the end of the day, in the National Assembly, it is a one-seat majority that the PPP enjoy. And everything that they want to pass, they're passing it with a one-seat majority. If they want to take the parliamentary opposition into consideration with all of this, then they will listen to us and they will amend to suit, or they will have inclusionary democracy as mentioned in Article 13 of our Constitution, and stop rousing the parliament and get down to the people's business. The PPP is written and done. That's how I put it.
Mr. Lal, I'm happy. Let me mute Ganesh. Ganesh muted here. Yeah. I'm happy that Ganesh mentioned folks who have been speaking out, because yourself, as the publisher of Kaieteur News and Kaieteur News, have been one with, dare say, from time immemorial, been speaking out about the safeguards and safeguarding our national patrimony in the oil and gas. Folks who are now joining us, we are privileged to have with us, again, the publisher of Kaieteur News, Mr. Glen Lall himself, and Member of Parliament, Mr. Ganesh Maipal. This is an evening when we need you guys to share the live stream. We want to see those emojis as well, so as many persons can benefit from the discussion. Mr. Lal, what was your reaction? You've been there, you know, really and truly banging this issue, and there was Mr. Ali out front just today. Did you get the sense that he was going to park this bill until a wider consensus, wider consultation could have been had? Were you surprised by anything that he said?
There. As to your question, you asked if I was surprised. Yes, I'm very surprised. I do not see President Ali as an individual, a human being like that. But today has changed my whole outlook of how I look at him. I look at him as a different person from Jagdeo. And what he said today when he came out defending this bill, wants to pass this law, this very important, like I said, is the most important law I know of, because we are not talking about present generation. We are talking about this law will disturb and affect future generations. I tell you this because my Paul said that they will spend every single cent in that fund. But I put it further than that. What they are going to do with this law, this new law that they are going to pass here, they they will they will give they will give themselves the power to go and borrow. Listen to this carefully. They're going to borrow on that account. They will borrow more than what will be coming in from that oil. You understand what I'm saying, guys? These guys will borrow because international institutions are like that. International financial institutions are like animals, vultures. They're ready to eat you at any cost. They're ready to throw money at you at any cost because they know your value. And once they know your value, my friends, they're going to throw money at you that will keep you in check. They will have you as slaves for several generations to come. France did that to Africa. Jacques Chirac said in 2018, if they do not receive 500 billion American dollars from the African continent, France would have already been a third world country worse than Africa. So you see why Africa can't get themselves up? Because France is one of the European countries that pinned Africa where they are today. And this is exactly where your leaders will put this country in. So we as a people have to stand up now and protect, fight for, and defend our generation and future generations to come from these people. I don't think Irfan Ali has the capacity, has the fortitude, the understanding to see what Jagdeo, the road, all this thing come about because of Jagdeo, you know. Jagdeo, Ashley Singh, and you see the same one, Brasington. These guys are the architect of this country in every single thing, every single project. Those three guys. You know, my Paul talked about the Santiago principle. The Santiago principle is very clear. They talked about having independent external people, not hand-picked people. What Irfan Ali wants to do to put on these committees? No, they talk about independent individuals. So this is where we are heading. And the story I was going to tell you is exactly what Angola did. Jagdeo them tick every single red flag of Angola. Angola, the first thing Angola did was the minister went and withdraw 500 million American dollars from their oil account to set up a deep water port. You hear what I'm saying, man? When the media dug into the contractual arrangement, they found out that the 500 million the minister withdrew from the oil fund went to the minister's best friend to build the deep water port. Guess what happened? The best friend never even built an outside toilet, but he was given a contract to build a deep water port in Angola. When the media went further into their investigation, they found out that the deep water port, the investment was made in the name of the minister and the man who in charge, who the government put in charge of the oil fund. You understand what I'm saying here? They took the people of Angola $500 million, invested in this deep water port, but who was benefiting? The minister and the man in charge of the oil fund, the money. You understand what's going on there? And they went further to that and found out that the minister used the state Angola, the state of Angola, to guarantee the deep water investment that they own. Does that ring a bell here? The gas to show project? The gas to show project. Jack Dale said last week, we carried 2 stories on it. Now one, last week, they had asked for investors sending their bids. Last week, Jack Dale said they're not accepting those bids anymore. They throw it out. They're going about it differently now. Guess what is the differently now? They are going to do the project and seek their own investors. And they were bold in saying that we reserve the right. Listen this carefully. This is very important. They reserve the right to negotiate with who they feel like. What that tells you? That tells you this gas to show project is considered a green economy project. Listen to this carefully, my Paul. That gas to show project is considered a green economy project. One of the things they said they want to use that oil funds to do is to do green economy projects. So when they will be negotiating with whoever they choose, they could very well be negotiating with their mother, with their father, with their brother, their uncle, their auntie, or whoever. Okay? Strike a deal. Take your oil money, our oil money, invest it there to benefit their families. That's what they're doing. And they're bold in saying that. We carried that story a few days ago, bro. I need to understand what's happening. This thing is bigger, it's greater. Every single cent they're gonna steal there.
Mr. Lall, you said in your newspapers just this morning that this bill should be met with massive protests tomorrow. You said that in that article just this morning in Kaieteur News. Tell us a little bit about that, and Ganesh, what comes next, Mr. Lall?
We should, the people of this country should go to the convention center tomorrow and block every member of parliament from going in there to pass such a bill. This bill should be sent, like my Paul said, to a special select committee. And it should go beyond that. The nation should have participation. This nation should be consulted with, first and foremost, on this national and important issue. This is about our oil money. This is not about 65 MP sitting in parliament deciding what they must do with our money. You understand that, sir? We the people, that oil money belongs to we and future generations, not to 65 MP. No. We must have a say. It should be put to a referendum. Or it should really be put to the entire country, where you can have a national debate and consultation. Not, of course, not the ones what ExxonMobil is beholding. Not like that. Because they're quick to give you 10,000 pages and say tomorrow morning they're ready to have a debate or a consultation. No, not like that. This thing is very serious, guys. I want you guys to understand this. I want every Guyanese to understand this. They should be on the streets tomorrow. I know COVID is rampant, but you don't have to go to the convention center. You can come out in front of your house, call out your neighbors, and explain to your neighbors and tell them, no, we cannot allow no PPP, no PNC, or no AFC to pass such a bill. You know what, my Paul, you know what angers me sometimes? This paper was laid to you guys since the 16th. What happened? I've not been hearing a single word from the opposition. It's only 2 days, 3 days now that I have been pumping, the Kaieteurians have been pumping this issue, that some of you guys wake up. Why? Why? You guys have been drinking throughout the Christmas holidays? No, man. No. You got to keep your eyes on these things. And like I said, bills like this, laws like this, they also to sneak it through in the wee hours of the morning, like kick down door bandits. They're kicking down our door here right now, and they are not only slaughtering us or murdering us alive, they are going to murder and slaughter future generations to come. What are we going to tell them? What our grandchildren will look up and say when they are left like the Africans to eat mud cake or to live with $1 and $2 a day? What do we tell them? You know what? They'll be looking and say, you know what? Our grandparents, our great grandparents didn't stood up for us. Because right now, the children in Africa and Asia is looking at what Europe, what the white world, how the white world is benefiting. Every single cent comes from their country, has to go debt in the white man country. That is what we are going to put our children and great grandchildren in, brother.
Yep.
So we have to stop it. You know, I am so happy, okay, that since we find oil in 2015, the Kaieteur News, myself and my reporters and editors, we have been churning out quite a bit. We have been doing the kind of reporting that oil countries took 40, 50, and 60 years to do what we are doing now in just 6 years.
Kudos to you guys. Kudos to you guys, Mr. Lall.
Thank you. It's taking a lot out of us. But I want to tell you also, as much as you want to say, give kudos. Yesterday's technology was not like today. Today we can sit in our toilet and use our little gadgets and computers and iPads and see what exactly going on and what went on all across the world. You know, we carried a story today. Did you read it about Carl Greenidge? Carl Greenidge, you should read it. I smiled. I laughed because the man is working with the PPP now. He said he warned the PNC. He warned the coalition. Read it. We're not going to get to that. Let's go back to let us don't put ourselves. Let us don't put future generations like what Africa and certain part of Asia going through with all those wealth they found. Yesterday I was reading an article from an economist, a world-renowned economist, that put Libya is the fastest growing country on earth. And the number 2, guess is who? Guyana.
Yep.
And I'm ashamed to tell them that we have flooding and we got people, 3/4 of the population don't even get a proper meal to go to bed with when the night comes.
That's true. Ganesh, jump in there, and then I want to give Mr. Lall the final word.
Well, I want to first tell that of the 65 MPs, are you hearing me better, dear Glenn? I want to tell you that of the 65 MPs, I'm putting my head on a block and assuring you and every single person of this country that there are 31 that I know will not support this bill. There are 31 that I know will tear it up and throw it in the rubbish bin. There are 31 that are totally against this level of thievery, this level of squandermania, this level of notorious behavior. There are 31 APNU, AFC MPs against it. And you know, there is need for people to recognize what is going on here. And if people are not going to sound their voices, then they are basically saying to this installed regime, go ahead and do what you want. But I just tell people, when you plant Bora, you cannot expect to reap okra. So if you know that is what you're going to sow, expect to reap. Don't say that you were not forewarned. Don't say that you were not edified. Don't say that information was not provided to you so that you can come out in your numbers and signal your disapproval of this bill that the PPP is trying to force onto the Guyanese people in this festive season when we are basically distracted, so to speak. And Glenn would have put it nicely in the wee hours of the morning, the kick down door bandits operation. We have to be careful as a country. And I'm agreeing with Glenn that the MPs should not be the ones who just sit there and deliberate on such an important aspect of our country. There should be widespread consultation. Widespread consultation. Article 13 of the Constitution speaks to widespread consultation. Irfan Ali said in his thing this morning that he had his press conference, that little discussion, they name it, but I see discussing
His thing.
It's a big discussion. I would think that the media would have gone to us, but it wasn't. And what he said was that the people, the stakeholders of this country, reposed confidence in him. Like he forget their election petitions before the court. But the same way how he believed people reposed confidence in him, I want him to know that there are hundreds of thousands of people that have reposed confidence in the opposition members of parliament too. And the hundreds of thousands of people, including people who supported the People's Progressive Party, are speaking out against this bill. It's not coalition people alone talking against this bill. It's not AFC people alone talking against this bill, or PNC, or Glen Lall party if there is one. But there are also people who supported the PPP that are speaking against this bill. And that needs to be taken into serious consideration. Now, there is one school of thought that the bill should go to a special select committee. No problem with that, because what the special select committee will do is to invite stakeholders to come and give an input so that they can be able to hear from wider society and to make the necessary adjustments in keeping with what is considered inclusionary democracy. But Sherrod, let me turn again to the bill. You see, the AP and UAFC, we were considerate in our consideration of the future generation. And we understood the importance of taking them into account. And you see, there is a clause here that I've highlighted in the AP and UAFC Act that they passed in 2019 that is legal. And it says the minister may deposit excess mining and forestry revenues into the fund. You see, we were not just thinking of petroleum or oil and gas. We were also looking at the case where you can have excess revenue coming in from mining and forestry. Let me put it in the fund, because the fund is expected to cater for the future generation. Your children, Sharon, my children, Glen Lall's grandchildren, all of them must benefit from the patrimony of this country. And it must not be stifled off or stolen by people who don't have children, or neither a dog nor a cat they don't have, save and except a big house at Pradoville. We have to ensure that the future generation benefit from what we have here. And if we are going to sit down idly by as a country and as a people and allow the PPP to roll on us and mash us down to the ground and pass this notorious bill, pass this cantankerous bill, pass this contentious bill, then what come? We're going to have to accept and stay quiet. It is our time to speak. It is our time to speak, comrades. This is not about politics. This is not about who's PNC and who's PPP and who's AFC or who's Schumann Party. This is about a collective approach that Guyanese must embrace. I am saying to you that you should go out in front of the convention center and picket peacefully to send a strong message to this installed regime and a message to the international community that this cabal wants to steal our money. They want to engage in legal thievery. And we as a people, we are objecting to it. We are opposing it. And we are calling for this bill to go to a special select committee so that it can be further deliberated on and better sense can prevail. Better sense must prevail. Better sense is necessary. Guyanese people are not gullible. We are intelligent people. And as Glenn said, the technology of yesterday is not the technology of today. So people are more informed. They are more guided and they can make decisions of their own. And I am saying to the Guyanese people, come out in your numbers and send a message to this installed regime and let us make them get it right. Thank you, Sharon.
Well said. Mr. Lall, you've been a fierce fight on this issue. The final words go to you.
Something that raised my nerve, but I don't want to get to it. I gotta get my tablet if I really got going to touch on this thing. When he talked about our other resources, oh my gosh, I've been pumping on our gold, our diamond, our bauxite, our timber, our manganese. Oh my God! And you don't want to know what these foreigners, these multinationals doing in our land. I don't want to get there. I'm going to get a headache. I'm not here tonight to talk about that. Maybe you got to do a special program and get me back on that. But let me touch on this law. This law is what you invited me to talk about. And I just want you guys to know, when you're doing these programs, when you're talking to people, you have to let people understand that laws have nothing to do with, like my Paul said, whether you're a PPP, PNC, AFC, or WATC. We are Guyanese. These laws affected you, whether you're African Indian, Amerindian, or whatever, whether you're black, brown, green, yellow, or what. This laws affect your pockets. Okay? And all of us eat onion, bora, whatever, shallot, garlic, whatever, rice, sugar, we eat that. And if we don't protect and safeguard our pockets, brothers and sisters, we are in trouble. We are in serious trouble. And we have to stop them in the tracks with this oil. This oil law that they're going to pass now, tomorrow. They should not be even allowed to go to Parliament tomorrow, much less to pass this law. Okay? It's not a law. This is, like I said, it's worse than a kick down the door banditry. They are perpetuating on us in the wee hours of the morning when we are dead asleep. Let us don't allow that. Let us stand up as Guyanese and let us fight this fight as one people. I love you guys. Have a good night.
Excellent. Let's end on that high note. Mr. Glen Lall, publisher of Kaieteur News, great to have you in the ring this evening. Member of Parliament, Ganesh Maipal, great to have you as well. Thanks, guys. Thanks for being in the ring this evening. Excellent. Guys, excellent. That's our program for this evening. That's our program. Big thank you to Mr. Glen Lall, the publisher of Kaieteur News. Folks, you go out there, you're picking up your news, and ensure you get a copy of Kaieteur News. There, I've been on the forefront of these issues of the national patrimony, oil and gas, and all the other things that we have. Been on the forefront in safeguarding in a very, very balanced journalistic way, guys. And again, thanks to Mr. Glen Lall. Thank you again, publisher of Kaieteur News, and again, Member of Parliament Ganesh Maipal. Folks, that's our program, and this is what In the Ring is about. We don't care whether you are UPNU, AFC, PPP, TUF, who you be, no party. You're Christian, you're Jew, Gentile, you're Jacobite, whoever you are, all are welcome in the ring. You understand? We discuss the ideas, and hopefully the best is what goes on to develop this country, folks. Thank you for joining us each and every one of you guys. We encourage you to come on board and to partner with us so that we can do more of this. Guys, we're now getting started, We are now getting started. We're now firing up. Good to have all of you nonetheless in the ring this evening. Thank you for being here, Joylyn Cook and Ainsley and Deborah Halley, and I see Linda Webster is here, and Leslie Alves and Laverne Harry Turan and Ainsley Ben Morgan. Good to see you, and Jackie Beard and Andrew Cuthbert. Guys, partner with us. Partner with us. Help us to do more of this. And I dare say you're picking up a newspaper out there, pick up a copy of the Kaieteur News. Folks, support you. Full stop. I ain't gonna say nothing else. And we want to see boots on the ground tomorrow. This issue concerns all of us. It goes across the political divide. It goes across the religious divide. Our national patrimony, all the wealth that we have, mineral wealth, all the resources that we have, it is to benefit all of us. Not just this cabal, not just these trenches and jagabats, Hippocytes, vagabonds, not just these guys, Philistines and Jebusites, not only them, but folks, all of us. And that is why we got to stay out here. Boots on the ground, we out here. People, Kim Walker, Ingrid King, Chevane Wright, all of you folks, Janet Edwards. Great to have all of you guys in the ring. Guys, share the live stream before you go. And we want to see those emojis as well. Good to have all of you in the ring. Mr. Glen Lall has his own show as well, the Glen Lall Show. You can follow that on their Facebook page, on their radio page as well, guys. We commend that to you. We commend the paper to you. Thanks for being here, each and every one of you. Thank you for spending this time with us each and every evening. We're going to see you back tomorrow with our podcast at 12. I think we're going to be coming live from the National Assembly, and we're going to be back with you tomorrow night at 8 again. Fired up and ready to go, folks. Great to have all of you in the ring with us. Boots on the ground tomorrow, folks. Come off of Facebook a little bit and come on the ground by the National Assembly, and let's teach this install administration a thing or two. We got to push them back on this one. Our children's future, your future at stake with this. Guys, again, share the live stream. We want this message to be received far and wide. Let the stakeholders, international stakeholders, know what is happening in this country. Let the regional stakeholders know what is happening in this country. Share the damn live stream. And we want to see those emojis as well. Stay safe, guys. We're going to see you guys right back here for a podcast below the bell tomorrow at 12 and then in the ring at 8. Thanks for joining us. Stay safe. I said stay safe.